Hi everyone, it's me Willow and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing my Avengers Age of Ultron breakdown. So hopefully you guys have seen my reaction to it. I'll put the link down below in case you guys haven't. Honestly, I'm freaking out about it. I've watched it so many times. I think I've watched it over 50 and I'm being serious about that. I've watched it so many times. But I'm going to be doing the breakdown just like I did with my Walking Dead trailer. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. So, it first starts off with a city landscape. And then there's like smoke coming off of the cities and stuff. And during this scene, we're hearing a voiceover, which is Ultron. He's saying, "I'm going to show you something beautiful." And then there's a group of people yelling. And you can see Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in there. They're not in like their costume, like uniform type things. They're in street clothes, so I don't really know what's going on with that. If they're, I don't have actually no idea what they're doing with that. But also Ultron saying everyone's screaming for mercy. Oh my God, it keeps falling. I'm sorry. Everyone's screaming for mercy. And then we first hear our first Avenger, which is Captain America, and he is walking, you can see the back of him walking through a bandaged street with a whole bunch of cars on it and stuff. And then we can see Hawkeye with amazing lighting on him, and a whole bunch of people are running behind him. And then there's a zoom up on Thor's hammer, and the cape swishing by it. And it says, "You want to protect the world, but you don't want it to change." And then there's everybody in the Quinjet, all the Avengers in the Quinjet. The only persons you don't see is Tony and Clint. And if you look closely enough, at the very front of the Quinjet, it looks like somebody's driving it. So it could either be Tony or Clint, because obviously Clint flied the Quinjet in the last Avenger film. So obviously we know he's capable of it, and Tony can probably do it. So they're probably up at the front driving. And then everybody's in there, and it looks like everybody's defeated, and they look so upset and like just defeated more, like they're all looking tired and stuff. And then we have a close-up of Bruce Banner, and I think it was just after Hulk had become Hulk again. So Hulk has began Hulk has transformed. That's what it is. Right after he is transformed. Because Bruce doesn't have a shirt on. He has a blanket around him. So if you get confused, maybe you thought it was a shirt. But it's actually a blanket he has wrapped around him. And he doesn't have shoes on. He has pants on. But that's the only thing. So I think it was right after he was transformed. Because everybody's not looking at him. And obviously it's kind of awkward, right? And then it's the very first time you see Ultron, and I'm pretty sure this is Ultron Mark II. Not positive, but it's Ultron. He walks in, and this is at the Avengers Tower, and he says, "You're all puppets, tangled in your strings." And they zoom out, and right before Ultron walks in, the Avengers are having this big party. So he walks in on their party, and you see all the Avengers and everybody, and there's two more people. There's two girls in this scene of the full zoom out, and I can't zoom in close enough to see their faces. I think it's Marilyn, whatever her name is. I can't pronounce her name. Marion? Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Hill. Agent Hill. I think it's Agent Hill's one of them, the one in the red dress. And I think one of them is Jane, the one that's behind Thor. I think it's her, because it's like the same height, same colored hair, and she's by Thor, so I don't know. And he's been living on Earth for a while, so I think it's those two girls. Maybe not. I don't really know. And Rhodey's also there. And one thing I found really funny was that Thor is in street clothes, and I know he's been in street clothes in Thor 1, but it's just the way he's dressing. He has the most awesome coat on. Just go look and pause at the beginning when they first see like the whole group of them. It's because it's funny, but it looks amazing. And then it has Ultron, and he breaks his Mark I. So the whole story behind that is that in the comic books, I think it's Ant-Man who creates, it's either Ant-Man or Doctor Strange, I forget, I think it's Ant-Man, creates Ultron. But in this movie franchise, it's Tony. He creates them. It's because there's so many Hydra bases that he creates Ultron to destroy the Hydra bases. And he takes his AI system, which is Jarvis's system, and creates him with an Iron Man suit. So Ultron ends up gaining his own conscience and believes that the world is filled with horrible things, and the horrible thing is humanity, like the human race. So he decides to destroy every single human being, and with that, he breaks his first Mark 1, of himself, and to show that obviously you have no strings over me, you have no control over me anymore. Then it just goes all chaos. They have the Marvel logo, and you see the first new Iron Man suit. It looks fabulous. You only see the back of it about here up, but it still looks super cool. And then the first Hydra base we see, so like at the beginning of the movie, they're kind of cleaning up Hydra bases, like I said, and Captain America breaks open the door, and he walks in, and you can see a whole bunch of army, and the police are shooting at windows, and there are people in it and breaking the windows, and there's so many explosions, and there's also a tank going through the forest with the explosion, and then Bruce is in the forest going AWOL. He looks probably right after he'd hulked out, because no shirt on, no shoes, so you can't have a movie without Bruce Banner going somewhere. Then it has Natasha in the empty shield building, because if you didn't see Captain America Winter Soldier, you have no idea what I'm talking about with all these Hydra stuff. Like, what? Hydra's still alive? Yeah. And then it has some medical stuff, kind of like a gurney wheel. What? Sorry, my mom interrupted me. But I was saying, it was like a gurney going by, like gurney wheels, and like some very old medical tools. So I think that could be Hydra. Maybe not, but I have a feeling it is. And then it has Ultron with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver behind him, and what looks like his factory. Maybe it's not, maybe it is, I think it is. Sorry, my throat is dry. And then we have a whole bunch of Ultron's minions flying up from waters and a bunch of buildings, and they look cool. They look just like him, but smaller and stuff. I don't really know how to describe them, but they look fabulous. They look so cool. And then it has a group shot of all the Avengers, and then Thor drops his hammer. Oh my god, I was shocked. Oh my god, I know it's kind of weird, obviously, whatever, Thor's dropping his hammer, what does it matter? Obviously, he must be shocked. He loves his hammer. You know he loves his hammer. So I was just blown away. I don't know what's happening. Obviously, he's seen something horrendous or shocking to make him drop his hammer. And then it says this May, and then Tony is with his, I don't know if it was the Ultron suit or if it was an Iron Man suit. It looks like it could be either of them. And during this, he's saying, "This is the end." And then it has him actually speaking, saying these lines and saying, "The end of the path I started us on." So obviously that's very upsetting, because that means they're definitely going their different ways at the end of this film, but I don't know. Then it has Fury. I was freaking out, and he does have his eye patch on, which is amazing, because, he took his eye patch off on the last, on Captain America Winter Soldier, and obviously he has been rogue the entire time. He's not in his usual attire, but oh my god, it looks freaking epic. And it has Natasha saying to him, I guess she's saying it to him. I think she's saying it to him. She says, "Nothing lasts forever." And every single time she says that, I'm like, no, don't say that, don't say that. Obviously, you guys can last forever, but yeah, I'm kind of freaking out about that line. And then it has, sorry, I lost my spot. Oh, Scarlet Witch is in the Rebel, and she is screaming, and that's a really epic shot. And I thought it was really cool because it has her scream muffled out with the music in the background. And then it has the Hulkbuster. Oh my god. It the Hulkbuster steps in, and you can see the Iron Man suit in it, and then it just transforms into the Hulkbuster, and then Hulk goes after him, and oh my god, it looks so cool. And it has, oh my god, this is one of my favorite shots besides the Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster was definitely the most rewarding scene ever. Then it has Natasha. I love this scene. there's the Quinjet flying over a road. Natasha jumps out on a motorcycle out of the bottom and lands on the road, and she's like driving. It looks so cool. Like, Natasha, she has done amazing things in the past, but this is gonna be so like even different, so different than anything she's done before. And then I'm freaking out. It has a shirtless Thor. He's screaming in some water, and it has Natasha and Hulk hand holding. So there's been rumors that Hulk and like Bruce Banner and Natasha are going to get together. I don't want them to get together, just to make this clear. But what happens is this is Natasha and this is Hulk. Hulk puts his hand on Natasha like this. It's literally super quick, but it happens. And Natasha, ballet. You guys knew my reaction if you watched it. I was freaking out about this because that means they're definitely doing backstory. Hopefully setting up an origin Black Widow movie because I'm dying for that. And it's just awesome. She's dancing, and it's so cool. And then there's more army, and then there's Hawkeye running in the forest away from an explosion in the background, and his new uniform, the one with the sleeves. Obviously, you have probably seen stills for that, because those have been released for a while. And then it has Thor choking Tony. Obviously, he's probably very mad about the Ultron thing. Obviously, who do you blame? Blame the maker, right? If he goes AWOL, you blame the maker, obviously. And then it has Natasha, scared look. She's in this building and has the exact same face on in the first Avengers film when Hulk is transforming and is running after her. She has like basically the exact same face, and it kind of looks like she's in the same type building, maybe industrial. Maybe she's in the factory, Ultron's factory. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Maybe she's there. And then they have some more amazing Hulk versus Hulkbuster scenes. They're just fighting and stuff, and Hulk throws a car at the Hulkbuster and then throws himself into the car, into the Hulkbuster, and the Hulkbuster like flips on the ground and just gets up, and it's so cool. And then it has Captain America running from a car that's flying and obviously going to crash down on him. And then it has Scarlet Witch screaming again. Obviously she can't hold herself in. She screams like this entire trailer. And then it has a cool scene with Quicksilver just running through some, like a crowd of people using his powers. And it has Hulk flying into, no, actually he's not flying. He runs into a fruit stand and just destroys it. And then the Hulkbuster, more Hulkbuster amazingness. He's like grabbing onto Hulk and like punching him and stuff. And then it has Thor and, wait. I skipped something, and this was the very thing that I wanted to say. So, one other thing, I don't know where this was, but I wrote this down. Natasha is, where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Actually, I don't know where that went. But Natasha's on her, there it is. No, it's not. Whatever. Natasha's on the motorcycle later, and I didn't know this was her. I actually thought it was Captain America, but I looked close enough, and I saw it was her black uniform and her red hair. So she's on her motorcycle with Captain America's shield in front of her, just like Captain does it in the first and the second, his first and second movies. So I thought that was a really cool shot. And then it has Thor. You can see it is Thor. There's this big gray rock, and you can see a hand outstretched. Obviously, you would think it's Captain America because they pan down and there's a broken Captain America shield, which is to say I am freaking out about. I don't want it to break, obviously, because Ultron later updates himself to such an amazing extreme. He updates himself to the exact same material as the shield is made out of, which I don't know what the material is made of. I'm sorry, I don't remember what it's called, but it is Thor because you can see there's the red shirt type thing, like fabric, and then the silver armor that he wears, and there's also his red cape laid out on the stone. So it is Thor. Go back and watch it very closely. Pause if you need to. It is Thor. It's not Captain America. And during this, my camera used up all its memory. So what I was trying to say was during all this with Thor, like it's being Thor laying down, Ultron is saying, "There are no strings on me." And he is revealed saying this in his new final version of himself, his final Ultron version. And I think it looks very good. It's not what I expected it to look like with all like the concept art that I've seen. It looks kind of altered than like what I've seen. So I do really like the eyes. I think the eyes are very, very cool, like lighting red. And a lot of my friends don't like how the mouth moves, but you know what? Whatever, it's the mouth. I just think it's really cool, and it's like 8 foot tall, and I think it looks fabulous. It looks so cool and stuff. And then it just goes Marvel's Avengers Age of Ultron, May 2015. And I'm just thinking, I cannot wait 190 days to see this. It is 190 days. I'm counting it down, and I'm like dying. I'm dying. Like I've said, I've seen it so many times. I'm analyzing everything, and I'm dying. Ooh, oopsies. I pressed my printer. But I really like how they did this trailer. I really like how there's not that much dialogue in it, because obviously when you're watching a trailer, if there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of action, you're trying to listen to the dialogue, and you're trying to watch it, the epic action scenes, both at the same time, and you can't concentrate on everything because there's so much happening, and so you have to watch it so many times, and it just kind of ruins the experience. That's why I don't like that there's so much dialogue, and I think it really works for this trailer, and the music playing in the background works for it so well, and I think it's just perfect. And one thing that I realized is that the first Avengers movie, yes, it was big epic scenes and stuff, fighting and stuff, very amazing movie, but it was really lighthearted, and sorry, my sister's walking by, but it was very lighthearted. Obviously, every single Marvel movie, it's not a Marvel movie if there's not so many laughs, a lot of gags, and just very lighthearted in the most intense scenes. This film, though, seems that it's taking on a completely different path. It seems that it's going down the very much Winter Soldier path, because the Winter Soldier was a thriller, had a very serious subject in it, and I feel like they're going down that. They're going through a serious, more dark aspect, and I think that is very cool. That the filming looks completely different than how it did in any of the other Marvel movies, especially on Avengers. So it looks completely different, very dark, like I said, very dark, very serious, and I can tell that their butts are getting whooped, and they are freaking out because they cannot have the world being destroyed. So yeah, that is my breakdown and my thoughts of the trailer. Hopefully you guys maybe agree. If you don't agree or have other things that I forgot to mention that were your favorite scenes or whatever, leave it down below, because I definitely like reading your comments. And if you have any other Marvel movies or actually any other videos in general that you want me to do, please leave them down below. I always try and get to them. Next video, hopefully, I'll be posting a couple more makeup, like Halloween tutorials, but the next review I'll be doing a review on the remake Wolfman. I think it's 2010, because this person, I forget, I didn't write their name down, but asked me to do it. I just have to find it somewhere online or at the library or something to watch it, but I will definitely be doing a review on that. So yeah. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos of me making crazy videos, please definitely subscribe. I appreciate every subscriber and every comment. And yeah. And like I said, leave a comment down below on videos that you want to watch, or if you just have a comment on what I said. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Avengers Assemble!